were a vampire, how long do you think you could survive an onslaught of enemies, wave after wave, each more terrible than the last?
Exactly 30 minutes.
That's an extremely accurate answer because that's also the exact length of a run in Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors is a roguelite where your only goal is to survive until the clock runs out and death claims their inevitable bounty.
So you'll do what any self-respecting vampire would do. And accumulate tons of auto-firing weapons and buffs to protect you from the monsters that surround you. In a spin on the bullet storm genre, instead of dodging a flurry of attacks that blanket the screen, you're the one dishing them out. I love the bullet storm genre, and this is a pretty cool spin on it. It combines that satisfying sense of dodging around a chaotic screen with a more laid-back vibe.
Yeah, the gameplay is super duper simple. All you need to control is where to walk and what pickups to get. Then let auto-fire do the rest. Typically, you can get 6 weapons and 6 buffs, and some have a symbiotic relationship. For example, the duplicator buff evolves the lightning weapon. So if you get both, you'll be able to turn your weapon into something new and more powerful once you hit max level. This adds quite a bit of strategy into the mix, and it's really exciting seeing what a max weapon will evolve into.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely worth focusing on upgrading 1 or 2 weapons because they get so much more powerful with more levels. You'll start a run by tensely weaving between enemies, dealing tiny amounts of damage while you avoid getting hit. But before you know it, you'll be spewing out an absolute slurry of attacks. It feels so ridiculously powerful. And there's an immense sense of reward with all the gems you'll pick up. And don't even get me started on how hyped up a good chest gets me.
You know, I was worried things would get kind of samey and boring for me. You are just walking around and avoiding enemies the whole time, and it can feel a little tedious or sluggish, but it's somewhat balanced out with a good sense of progression and unlocks. It's like, on the one hand, nothing changes, the gameplay is always the same, but on the other hand, lots changes because of the weapons you use.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the kind of gameplay that you like, and if you enjoy strategizing your weapons and buffs. During a run, you can also collect coins that are then spent on new characters or buying power-ups. These are similar to the buffs you choose per run, but give you an overall boost as you continue playing the game. Plus, these can be refunded at any time so you can buy different ones, which I loved. It gives you the flexibility to try out different things or change tactics if something isn't working out.
And each level presents challenges that might need to be tackled slightly differently. For example, the library is one long corridor, so forward-facing firepower is very effective. Or you might find yourself fighting a field of plants. The variety is cool, but I definitely found I like some maps way more than others.
You'll also want to be mindful when picking which character to play, because they all have different weapons and perks. Like, sure, it might seem really cool to play as the witch who spawns cats until you realize they're a really ineffective weapon and they deal friendly fire. Useless!
How dare you? I love her. Wait, let me guess. You like the dog that leaves a trail of flowers behind them, right?
Yes, obviously. Take that, hay fever sufferers.
Oh no! I do love, though, that when you first start the game, you have maybe 4 characters available, and you slowly unlock more as you play, and then all of a sudden, dog with flowers.
Yeah, it's just a little wacky, and it's something I truly loved about Vampire Survivors, the surprises. They should have called it Vampire Surprises. Without too many spoilers, I'll just say that there are many discoveries to be made. Like, what is this ball? And why is it getting bigger? Just when I thought I had seen it all, something new would get thrown into the mix and left me wanting more and more. I've played about 60 hours of this game now, and I still reckon there's stuff I haven't seen.
I mean, those little nuggets are always intriguing, but you do have to slog through to see them. 60 hours is a long time, Brad. To walk away from monsters in a forest.
We established that there are multiple maps. It's different.
I'm so sorry.
For me, Vampire Survivors sets out on a straightforward task and does it so well that you can't help but love it. There's enough variety for it to feel fresh, enough strategy for it to feel clever, and enough chaos for it to feel over the top and silly. And then those strange and secret little moments, take me out of the oven and call me done because I love it. I'm giving Vampire Survivors 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
It's certainly a fun little casual game that's like a more engaging cookie clicker. For me, I think it's one that I'd play non-stop for a short period of time and then never again. But for a game that's under $10, that's good enough for me. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens. You know, Red, I think that ghost is gone. Oscar's P-Desk!
Got her.
Don't you have to go as well?
Oh!